Well, my name is David Wilkerson, and this is Surplus Funds 101. In this state funds tutorial today, I'm going to be sharing with you the best state to work unclaimed funds in. I know everybody wants to know the secret, and I'm going to share it with you. But before I get into that, I just want to say thanks to all the people out there that like my video, subscribe to the channel, or just been a long-term supporter. I really appreciate that. And also, there's a link in the description for my state funds calling script. Okay, I know a lot of you guys are going to be making your prospecting phone calls. I will give you guys for free my state funds calling script. It's the exact same thing that I use, and we specifically designed it to give you altitude in the conversation and the transaction. It's kind of the same presence and feel that a doctor has when you walk in to see him at the local medical center that you live close by, and the doctor says, hey, do this, go to this pharmacy, take this. It just makes it easier and kind of puts you in the environment to where you can get a yes as easily and as quick as possible. So if you guys haven't gotten that calling script, link in the description, you'll get it right now. It's an instant download. But with that being said, you guys, I wanted to share with you guys kind of my thoughts on how to pick the best state for you to work in when it comes to run your unclaimed funds business. So let's get into the content. So for starters, I'm going to share with you guys some of my most common questions that I get from people that are brand new or just getting started. And the very first thing is, hey Dave, what state pays the most? You know, I only want to be in a state where there isn't a commission cap, where I can make unlimited money. Well, you can kind of make unlimited money even if there is a commission cap. But in my opinion, that isn't the most important thing. And the following slides, I'm going to share with you guys some of the things that I look at. But this is probably the most regular question I get. Right behind that is, Dave, what state is the least saturated? You know, people are so concerned about being in a state that has no competition at all. So it's only them. And you guys, this industry, it's been around for some time, but it's still not that new to where you're really going to have to deal or have to make the decision on, I don't want to be there because it's oversaturated. You know, in some other videos, I do share that California is a state that I have chosen to no longer work in because of the payout time frame. But that state's oversaturated. Well, I mean, you could kind of call it oversaturated, but you can still get deals there. You know, I had one of my coaching clients land like a $72,000 deal there last week. And it's as saturated as can be. All sorts of bad press on all these YouTube videos, things like that, and including videos that I've made. But that's saturated, and you can still make money there. So this whole idea of I only want to be in an area where nobody's around, that's crazy and ludicrous. Another thing is what state is the cheapest to work in? It's like people don't understand this concept of it takes money to make money, and you're gonna have to spend some money. And so it seems like people just want to be in a state where they can register for free, have free leads, everything's taken care of and done. But yet right here, these are the three most regular questions that I get. And I have to sit back and ask myself, like, okay, where is this person at in their overall journey that's making them think this way? And like, what advice can I give them that can really kind of twist their mindset to where they can really get the best results possible? But here are the two biggest problems, in my opinion, that you guys are going to face in this business or just anything that you do. Okay, the very first thing is not getting committed and bouncing around from state to state. Okay, it seems like what people do is they do a little bit of research, they pick one state to be in, they get the leads, they get them skip traced, they start making their phone calls, and then they get distracted. You know, they watch a YouTube video, and in the YouTube video, let's say that person's working in Florida, but there's another guru that says, hey, why don't you work in Utah? Utah's the best place. And then they abandon everything they have going on in Florida, move to Utah, and there's just so much added time and money and just lost revenue and just progress that comes from that kind of behavior. And so that's one of the big problems that I see with people that are brand new, even intermediate, is they can't get committed to one geological area and really work it the long enough amount of time that it takes to really start seeing like good results, consistent deals start coming in. Okay. Second one, this is a big one, you guys. The feeling like you deserve it. Okay. When it comes to just about anything in life, we all want more. Wanting more is easy. The part of you feeling like you deserve it, that's the hard part. That's the difficult part, and the more work I could create I could probably do like a series of these videos on little things that you can do to really put yourself in the position where you feel good, and just all sorts of self-esteem and self-respect building activities that really amplify this and make it not even be a problem. But when I was brand new, it was really tough. I was in a situation where, well, it wasn't when I was brand new to asset recovery transactions or anything like this. But I remember when I was first getting started, I had a lot of limiting beliefs, and there was a lot of times that I subconsciously pushed deals and transactions away because I didn't feel like I deserved to be working a deal that a claimant had $500,000 that could have been collected for him. A lot of these things that you are going to have problems with in your business life are going to be like mental roadblocks and just clearing things in your ears. And so these are the two biggest problems. And I mean, gosh, you guys, when you start really helping other people out, you start seeing proof of concept, you start getting up early, showing up to the computer, being disciplined to your prospecting and follow-up schedule, like all these little things start working for you to where it just builds up a lot of momentum, and this just isn't really that big of a problem at that point anymore. But that being said, you guys, these are probably the two biggest problems that you're going to have to figure out how to deal with in your business or just in life. And once these two get wiped out, just all sorts of good things start happening. But these are the things that I think are the biggest roadblocks when evaluating an area. It's not really the area that you have to worry about, it's you yourself. Okay, now I've shown this picture before in some of my other slides, but I just wanted to reiterate the importance of follow-up when it comes to picking a state. Like I said, it's not the state, it's how you work the state that you work in. Okay, now when it comes to some sales statistics, here they are. Okay, and this is for all the people out there that are so concerned about being in an area that is oversaturated. Okay, 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. Okay, well, you want to beat out 50% of the people that you're worried about stealing deals from you. Just make a second phone call. All you have to do is make one extra follow-up call and you've beat half your competition. You want to beat 75% of them, you make 2 follow-up calls. But down here, it says 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. I 100% agree with that. And so when you have to make that many contact points, you guys, and all your competition isn't willing to do that, what does that do for you? That leaves a whole lot of food on the table that they aren't grabbing. So if you guys can really master this right here, everything else will take care of itself. I promise you. This is the code. Okay, this is how you're going to go into an area that's super quote unquote, over competitive, and you're just going to start squashing people out. This is what I do when I enter in any market. I know that my competition, that over half of them won't even call a prospect back or do any follow-up at all. So all I got to do is make 3 to 5 phone calls. And usually that's where I'm going to stop ever having to worry about any competition. But with that being said, you guys, if 80% of sales are conducted and done on the 5th to 12th contact, doesn't that just mean that you guys should respect and care enough about your clients to follow up them enough times? Like, you guys, we need to start a little trend. Care enough about the people that you're helping and what you're doing to at least call them up 5 times, if not more. But you guys, here's the code. It's not really about the state that you choose to work in. It's how you work the state. Here is your freaking Bible. It doesn't need to be long. This is going to give you a lot of data to work off of to where you're really going to be able to get the results you're looking for. Now, you guys, this is kind of what I look for when my tick sheet on when I'm looking at a state that I'm evaluating that I might want to work in. Number one thing I think about is how quick does the state pay me? It's the biggest reason why I left California is because I'm looking at a minimum of a 6-month turnaround time. Why would I want to be working in a state that takes that long to pay me when I could be in another one like a Wisconsin or a Michigan or a Nevada? That's going to pay me a lot quicker, Second thing is how easy is it to access leads? Okay, like for me, I like bulk data. I like everything being handed over to me at one time. Then I can scrub it, I can upload it, I can skip trace, I can put in the auto dialer, I can really start mass communicating with people. So me being able to aggregate data and put it all together, that means a lot. You know, that's a huge factor in me deciding if I want to go into a state or if I want to stick at, or stay out of it. Third thing is, how much does the state pay me? Okay, this is, I would probably honestly put this below this one right here if I had to put them in order. But yeah, how much does the state pay me? I mean, I like being in states that are at 20%. You know, I don't really care about being in states that don't have a cap, but I do like to kind of lean on a state that's gonna give me a 20% cap. You guys are gonna find most of the states you can work in are gonna be right in that 10 to 20% range. And so if I can be on the upper end of that, that's always good. And then what's the lead count for the geological area I plan on working in? And you guys will be able to figure that out really quick when you start tracking all of your KPIs and your metrics, and you can say, hey, look, you know, I know that I burn through X amount of leads in X amount of time, and the state that I'm working in is going to send out a CD twice a year, and on average every year this amount of new accounts go into the state's unclaimed funds department. Gosh, I just had a little bit of a brain fart there. Oh well. But yeah, the lead count, that's probably that's another important thing. But the most important thing to me is how much a state pays me and how do I access the data to call people. But with that being said, you guys, I hope I gave you guys some good data on how you can evaluate all the states that you guys are working in, and kind of have some information to know that, you know, it's not necessarily the state that you work in, it's how you work the state and your mindset in doing so. But with that being said, you guys, that's all I got for you. Go out there and crush it. If you haven't picked up my cold calling script yet, there's a link in the description. Just go get it, and it's an instant download. It goes right to your email. You can start using